In the name of Allah, the widely merciful, the ever merciful. This time we discuss the explanation of Sheikh Mohammad Assara'wi of the verse 32 of the Surah Alnnou'r number 24 in the Noble Qur'an. Surah Alnnou'r, verse 32. And he who marry or unite in wedlock rights, the spouseless that is free men and women, maidens, divorcees or widows rights, among you, and the righteous the believers rights, among yourselves, free rights, male or female. In case they are poor, Allah will enrich them of His favor, and Allah is ever all-comprehending, ever-knowing. End of translation. After talking about the issue of conserving the private parts, and called for the purity of the linkages, Allah the Almighty wanted to talk about those men and women who have not been used for them the project of marriage, for to cure the issue from all its phases, because the legislator must seize, by legislation, on all the gaps of life. Thus it does not cure one side, while leaving the other. Quote, and he who marry or unite in wedlock rights, the spouseless, end of quote, Alnnou'r, verse 32 rights, the meant here is an order to those of charge who have men without wives, or women without husbands, to hasten the marriage of these, and make this issue easier for them, and be not highly strict about the expenses of marriage, for you make your sons and daughters to be chaste. And if you are not to help them, then at least be not strict and exaggerative. And in the noble prophetic hadith, quote, had come to you he whom you are satisfied with his good religion and ethics, then do marry him. If you do not, there will be a charm in the earth and a wide corruption spoilage rights, end of quote, Hadith Sharif. And with all that, there are many traditions and customs that hinder the youth's marriage. The most dangerous of them is the exaggeration in the more or less dowry rights, and the expenses and looking at the looks and the showing off points, etc. Though Allah the Almighty is saying to those of charge caretakers, that is parents, points rights, of the families, facilitate for the youth the means of halal meetings and peace for them the way of chaste. And the noble Qur'an has given us the example like which those in charge must be. Thus Allah the Almighty has said about our Master Shaykh, peace be upon him, Surah Al-Qasas, verse 27. Quote, he Shaykh, peace be upon him writes, said, I intend to have you united in wedlock with one of these two daughters of mine. End of quote. That is, because Musa Moses writes, peace be upon him, will be a wage earner at him, and perhaps he sublimes not to ask to marry his daughter, therefore he offered her on him and proposed him for her and encouraged him to come forward to marry her, of course, after taking her opinion. Thus he drove away his hesitation, shyness. And so must be the father of the girl, when he finds an equivalent for his daughter. He hesitates not to preserve the chaste of his daughter. Then, quote, and the righteous the believers rights, among yourselves, 3 rights, male or female, end of quote, Alnnou'r, verse 32 rights, and the prophetic hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, quote, the woman is to be married for her wealth, literally, money, rights, beauty, noble descent and religion, thus be triumphant with that of religion, then he would have gotten the best of good, end of quote. And when Al-Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib was asked about the issue of marriage, he said to the father who came to consult him, quote, do marry her to that whom you entrust on his religion. Thus, if he loves your daughter, he will be generous for her, and if he hated her, he will not do injustice to her, end of quote. And what a man wants in his daughter's husband other than that? Religion, morals and the sublime values are the basis on which the choice is built, but wealth is a thing which is transient, secondary and casual. Therefore, Allah the Almighty says, quote, in case they are poor, Allah will enrich them of His favor, and Allah is ever all comprehending, ever knowing, end of quote. Alnnou'r, verse 32 poverty may be a cause of the lack of the coming forward towards the girls, or not coming forward of the family towards the husband, but Allah the Almighty let go of us and we fear Him and being chaste and pure? No, would be possible that Allah the Almighty holds on a couple who met on these values and these good manners, and how do you know perhaps the provision comes to these two together, and their gathering in this legitimate bond is the door of livelihood that opens for the two together. Quote, and Allah is ever all comprehending, ever knowing, end of quote. Alnnou'r, verse 32 the tender of Allah the Almighty is permanent and continuous. It is never cut, because His treasures never get empty, and the human holds spending, because he fears poverty. But Allah the right gives the wide-range tender, because what He has never depletes. All the translations are by Al-Haush.